The first franchise McDonald's was opened in Des Plaines, Illinois. The $64,000 Question premieres on CBS TV USA, and Lady of the Tramp, Walt Disney's 15th animation film, premieres in Chicago. The year is 1955, and this was Top Shelf Offering over at Oldsmobile. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that dares you to drive something different. So many cool cars beyond Tri-5 Chevys. History, specs, design, and most importantly, we show what these cars are like. If that sounds of interest, a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. 1955, Oldsmobile was broken down into three model lines. 88, Super 88 in the center, 98 at the top. It's worth mentioning that Oldsmobile took a bit of a break from making station wagons from 1951 through 1956. Oldsmobile would offer the 98 from 1941 through 1942. They took a bit of a break because of World War II, started up production again in 46 and lasted until 1996. Oldsmobile 98 was rear-wheel drive from 1941 through 1984. From 1985 through 1966, it was front-wheel drive, offered in 12 generations. 1955 falls in the fourth generation, which was produced from 54, 55, 56. It could be had as a four-door sedan, two-door Starfire convertible, four-door Holiday, which was the name for their hardtop roof, and two-door Holiday hardtop. 1955 saw a minor redesign, so let's compare 54 on top, 55 on the bottom, starting in the front. The bumpers and front fascia are different between these two cars. Oldsmobile is spelled out on both cars, but in different places. On the hood on the 54 versus mounted inside the grille space and has that sort of floating appearance on the 55. Fog lights on the 55, which may have been an option. Headlight bezels are different on the 55. The lights are also recessed with small hoods covering them on the 55. The 54 doesn't have anything like that. Looks like the earth badges are different as well as hood ornaments. Moving to the side profile, both have wraparound windshields. Trim color schemes have been revised. Rocker trim on the 55 versus none on the 54. Moving aft, bumpers have been revised as well as bezels and trim. The 55 has the world badge, whereas the 54 doesn't have that. Tail lights have also been revised. Jumping inside to take a closer look at the dash and interior situation, which both are very similar. Different steering wheel. Which one do you like better? Options. Not getting into all of the options, but here are a few. Ultronic Eye, which was their high beam dimmer. Super Deluxe Radio, full wheel disc, power brakes, power steering, four-way, power seats, power windows, power antenna. Let's talk specs. 212.36 inches long, 78 inches wide, 59 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 126 inches. It weighs 3,800 pounds. Price, $3,079, which is equivalent to you spending $35,433.43 in the year 2024. Total 1955 Oldsmobile production was 583,179 units, of which total 98 was 118,626 units, and of that number, two-door hardtop variety was 38,363 units. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer, 324 cubic inch displacement overhead valve V8, 5.3 liters. It's good for 202 horsepower at 4,000 RPM, 332 pound-feet or 450 newton meters at 2,400 RPM, with a bore of 3.9 inches and a stroke of 3.4 inches. Compression is 8.5 to 1. It's built of cast iron. When backed with the 4-speed Hydromatic automatic transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 11.9 seconds with a theoretical top speed of 108 miles per hour while achieving an average 11.1 miles to the gallon, and these are all just jumping off points. Mileage may vary.
These are really the wide open spaces, and believe me, we needed the wide open spaces for this. Row after row, the rockets roll by. Quite a thrill, isn't it? And it certainly points up the fact that Oldsmobile popularity has zoomed to an all-time high. More than ever before, Oldsmobile is the choice of the nation. And just one demonstration drive will tell you why. So try that new rocket ride yourself. Try it soon at your Oldsmobile dealers.
This showstopper 1955 Oldsmobile 98 is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania. They have this car as well as over 1,000 other cars for sale. They have financing and shipping options available for hours of operation, directions. And to get the scoop on this very car, be sure to click the link below after the show. Let's talk styling. Notice these headlights are recessed with a small hood on the top. Turn signal indicators. Bumpers. How those bumpers are designed. Stainless. This car has a lot of stainless on it, especially in the grille. Oldsmobile spelled out in block formation in the front. Oldsmobile logo of the planet kind of reminds me of Captain Planet, even though Captain Planet came later. Look at this hood profile, hood ornament. Look at this bumper and look at this stainless behind it. There is a gap between. This car is riding on 15-inch wheels. The fenders are flared and capped off. Meets up with that bright piece and continues. Look at how that's flared and how it tapers back into the body as it goes into the rocker. This car does have rocker trim. Just look at that side profile. Antennas on the driver's side. Cowl at the base of the windshield, which the windshield wipers are connected into it, opposing windshield wipers. Wraparound windshield. The mirrors are mounted there. This car does have drip rails that start right here and run the cabin of the car. This car also has fender skirts, which have this little flare at the bottom. Just look at that fender skirt design. We chose not to have the fender skirts. The rear wheel wells are also flared. But it's very interesting how that all works together if you decided to have the fender skirts. Gas filler is on the driver's side. Rear bumper profile. Look at these brake lights. Look how far they protrude. Trunk deck lid is pretty smooth. Does have a bright piece coming back down here to the 98 with the world emblem. The back glass is curved as well. Tail lights, reverse lights. This door is very heavy. It's got a very heavy, solid feel to it. Just take a look at all the different materials used in this door panel. It's like a metal at the bottom. Feels like a vinyl. Maybe a leatherette. Up here, it's a really soft cloth material. Armrest, door handle to pull the door shut, door handle to get out. Crank for the vent windows, which operate like this. This one has power windows. Coming down inside the pedal box down here. High beam switch, brake pedal, gas pedal. Hand brake, light to tell you when the hand brake is in use. Just take a look at this interior. Here is what over the hood looks like. Here is what first person would look like. On then to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Amp meter, coolant temperature, left turn signal indicator, speedometer with odometer just below it. Drive modes read, neutral, drive, super, low, reverse. Right turn signal indicator, gasoline gauge, oil pressure, headlights, windshield wiper with wash feature in center, blower, fan speed, low and high, heat, defrost, lighter, key, left/right air vents, aftermarket radio, clock. Up above, there are sun visors, and they're on the big side. There's my hand for reference. This one has daytime, nighttime, rear view mirror here in the center. Also, another sun visor over here for passenger, which also has the accessory Oldsmobile mirror, so you could see yourself. It has dueling ashtrays. There's an ashtray here, as well as an ashtray over here. The air conditioning system is aftermarket. On to the glove box test. Here is our test subject. Here's my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question, which this one has glove box delete. Just look at the steering wheel hub. It's the world, or I shouldn't say world, it's North America and South America. Also notice all of these ridges, the steering wheel itself. I really like that. That's really cool. And this is like a pencil thin steering wheel. I love thin steering wheels. I don't know why they make them so thick now. They're not easy to hold on to when they're thicker. This is real easy to hold on to. And you could probably drive it with your finger because it's got power steering. Getting in the rear. Seat doesn't move very far forward, so that's all the space you have to get in the back. Coming to the passenger side, I wanted to see if this goes farther forward, which it does. That's how much space you have to get back there. Here is what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a quick gander at the greenhouse, or the pillar to glass ratio. It's pretty nice and airy in this car. This is what visibility looks like out the back from the back seat. There is a parcel shelf behind the rear seat. Let's talk about the atmosphere in here. This one's got lights on the sides. Both sides have lights. I love all of the chrome ribbing inside here, as well as all the bright work around the windows. The white and red looks absolutely epic in person. I'm hoping that it comes across on camera as nice as it is in person. The rear seat profile, it is rather upright and it does dip significantly in the back. My knee situation, this isn't the most comfortable seating position, but I can put my fingertips between my knee and the back of the seat. The Seats have robe rails on both seats, on the back of both seats. There's also seat belts. Armrest, ashtray. Everything found on the driver's side is also on the passenger side. You have this armrest, which has this dip in it, similar to the dip right here, but it happens back here further, which is very interesting. Ashtray, window switches. There are coat hooks. There's a coat hook there, as well as a coat hook over there. Coming to the under the hood section. I'd release this right back here. Oh yeah. So this is what the hood release looks like towards you. It's got dual horns. Power steering pump, 12-volt battery. This one has a dual master cylinder with power brakes, air conditioning compressor, alternator down there underneath the air conditioning compressor. Heater. Oldsmobile's Rocket V8. On the positive side, very underrated for what these are. These have good performance, build solid, active club support. A lot of times you could buy this car for cheaper than any Tri-5 Chevy. Nice seats, interior space, as well as steering wheel against it. Good ones are getting hard to find. Some body parts and trim parts are equally as hard to find. All right. Now it's time for Would You Rather, two scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1955 DeSoto Fireflight or 1955 Oldsmobile 98 or 1955 Mercury Montclair? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario, 1955 Studebaker President Speedster or 1955 Oldsmobile 98 or 1955 Nash Ambassador. Once again, gotta leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would still like to reach me, send me an email. All of it will be linked in the description. If it's not, it's definitely on the homepage. Thank you all so much for making this a car community. I totally dig reading the stories. I love when you guys share those memories. Till next time, toodaloo!